Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, quite a slow day today and yesterday. Probably due to the weekend. Yeah, no impulses from the US stock market. And however, in the last few hours we dropped out of this green target range. However, we're not in a critical situation yet. Before we start and take a look at the shorter time frame updated count or things that are happening here. Someone asked me about the wave count, the subwaves of this wave 1. Well, it's simple. 1, you can see this either as an expanding leading diagonal or just count it as an impulse. That's possible as well. So there's no problem. Someone raised concerns that this might not be a valid count, but it is. Yeah, this is an impulse, and I'll show you. So we can count this. Where are we? Here. From the low here. So I would consider that primarily here, first of all, a 1-2 setup, yeah, and then we really start the count here of the of this red wave 1. So here from the low at 18,900 moved up in a wave 1, an impulsive wave 1, came down in a wave 2 in a 3-wave move correction. We then moved up in a wave 3 here to the high. We then moved down in a wave 4. And we moved up in a wave 5. So absolutely valid. So that wave 4 could possibly be counted as a triangle as well, but you don't have an overlap between 1 and 4. So this is absolutely a valid count. So you can count this as a leading diagonal as well, but we'll leave it like that. Yeah. So this is how you count it. And overall, yeah, at the moment there is not a lot going on. I said yesterday this could become a triangle. This, however, got invalidated because what we primarily would expect from here, as we counted here a wave 3, we were expected a wave 4, which came here into the expected region. Yeah, it sort of still is in the expected region because it can go down all the way to the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. As I mentioned in the last video, there's no problem for the price to go to 21,080 here, even though it would then pretty much be maxing out what a wave 4 can do, and below that it will just get unrealistic that it still is a wave 4. Now you could see this from a traditional point of view as a bull flag. In my opinion, here still valid. We are still above the 50% Fib retracement, something like that. Yeah, depending on if you add the wicks to it or not, doesn't make a difference. Yeah, descending wedge basically. This is something worth for anybody who is trading according to patterns. And yeah, as long as we don't go below the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, it should all be good and we can turn around. If we go below that, it will get unlikely that this still is a wave 4, because then we are falling below the 50% Fibonacci retracement. That is normally not what a wave 4 should do. In an extreme case, it could come down to the 61.8 level here at 20,760, and we would still not get into the wave 1 price range, which is not allowed, but it would be too much of a retracement for a wave 4. Yeah, it's then not realistic anymore. However, at the moment we would expect after this a move to the upside. Yeah, so this is still, watch out for this breakout. Small problem that we have now, obviously, it has come out. Before we even talked about these retracements, we had this red resistance box on here, and we've now come out of that box again, and we are below previous support, now possibly acting as resistance. So if you zoom in, we can see that this has come down actually, I must say, actually quite impulsively. Now this could have been a wave C, yeah, to the downside. But what is coming up here looks now also quite corrective. So you can see we retested that. Now we retested that, and we are currently, I think, waiting here for a decision of the market. What's happening now has a bit of an ascending triangle going on here, but after such a strong downtrend. So we should have a bit of a breakout here either way probably in the next hour or two, because we're getting squeezed into an apex, and then the market will tell us, is this retest successful of that resistance here at 21,400 pretty much, or do we break back in? If we break back in, then we should go higher and should make higher highs, and in the end it should take us to 23k. But if we get rejected, yeah, then you have the next support here of this descending trend line here in this descending wedge at around 21.1k, and if we drop below that, then yeah, then we could get to that 20,760 level, the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. But overall at the moment, we still haven't broken any rules of wave 4. We are still sort of here on track, and primarily we would have to expect here a move up in the bullish scenario. But bear in mind, we have not yet broken above that 23.3k level, the level where I told you that the bullish scenario as it is gets more likely. At the moment, we still have to primarily expect lower prices. All I'm doing here is tracking the bullish scenario so that you also know when it gets invalidated, when it gets less likely. I showed you in detail the bearish wave count in the last few videos, and this is obviously still the primary expectation. Here the bullish one, it has adhered very well to the bullish wave count, therefore I'm showing it to you because there is definitely the case building for the low could be in. Yeah, and even at the moment with that latest dip here, it doesn't necessarily become less likely. It just takes a bit longer as it seems. But again, we have to be open to both possibilities at the moment. So I said yesterday to you, best evidence that wave 4 is finished is that move above here above this swing high at 22k, and then above 22.4k. We never broke that, therefore we have to be very careful here. We are still in a range, we're still sideways trending, and wait for a breakout basically. So that should happen at some point today in my opinion, even if we have to wait all day until the weekly candle close. But it can't go on here sideways forever in this lower level wave 4, so I would expect here very shortly a decision of the market. Looking at the bigger picture, someone asked me for the higher level target for Bitcoin. Yeah, basically if we zoom out, if we go to the daily, this by the way, the daily wave count, what would be sort of the expectation of a new cycle top price for Bitcoin? So there are various ways of doing it. I'm using the Elliott waves. It depends a little bit on how low Bitcoin will really go, but if we say 17.6k was the low, then we can expect in a new all-time high scenario the price to reach at least 116,000. That would be the minimum. Absolutely possible as well, depending on how bullish the environment is as well, is the 140k level and 176, but at 176 that should be it. I would say that is sort of the maximum. It can do the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level, but the minimum we would expect is 116,000. That would be only if we can make it to a new all-time high. You know, there are various scenarios where we can have a rally maybe to around 50k, yeah, and then still make another lower low. So we need to break here above certain levels to make it more likely that we actually get in a next wave up to an all-time high scenario. There's nothing telling us at the moment that the overall correction is finished. We could still get a corrective rally to the upside and come down once more. That is what the structure will tell us in the coming weeks, and of course make you aware of the likeliest or the most likely scenario. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.